How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the fact that only 20% of NBA players are registered to vote. This means that 4 out of 5, the other 80% of NBA players, cannot vote as of right now because they're not registered. This is really interesting to me because they're doing so many political things. They got Black Lives Matter emblazoned on the basketball court as they're playing these glorified practice games, calling it the playoffs. They got Black Lives Matter on their back, justice for X, Y, and Z, police brutality, quote unquote, victim on their back, equality, vote, all this and that. You got all of that going on, but you can't vote. 80% of you guys can't vote because you didn't even go out and apply to vote. I don't understand. But then again, I do. I think what's going on and why they're supporting BLM so blindly and doing things so erratically, like when they did the whole walkout or protest, whatever they want to call it, the day off, the 2 days off, when they did that, it was no thought process behind it. There was no coordination. There was no plan of action afterwards. So that's why it was abandoned so quickly. They just did it emotionally, didn't think about it, and they had to go right back, and zero change happened. All it was an embarrassment. But see, you do things like that when you're ignorant, when you don't understand what you're doing, when you don't understand what's going on. You just do things like that. You're thinking that this is a good thing to do because Jacob Blake got shot, did not die, but got shot and seriously injured by the police. But if you had foresight to actually go out there and apply to vote, get registered to vote and be politically active, you might understand what's going on and then figure out a better way to approach the whole thing. All right. Maybe you might understand that police brutality is not really an issue. If you're really involved in politics and you understand what the issues are and what you can do to try and fix some things, you would know that this whole BLM stuff does not make any sense. You got to get educated. If you're relying upon television to teach you certain things, CNN, MS-13, DNC, you're going to be lost. You're going to be totally lost. That's a big issue right now with this so-called movement is ignorance. People just don't know what they don't know. All right. Now, I understand kids kind of being ignorant because they're kids. They're not going to know everything, and they're being pumped full of misinformation from the mainstream media, from the parents, from everybody. It's hard for them to discern what's real and what's not when they're very young, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Once they get to be an adult, now it's time to start coming of age, learning what's going on. You know, the parents got to be responsible. The community, teachers, everybody got to be responsible, but most certainly the parents. And if the parents are lost, the kids are going to be lost too. So I understand some of the young kids. Once you get to be an adult, it doesn't matter if you had bad parents, if you had bad education, you got to get beyond it and figure out a way to get informed. And these guys got plenty of money. They have plenty of resources. They should be able to get some education too, or get some guys around you that kind of understand what's happening and don't live in an echo chamber. I think that whole bubble thing they got going on down there in Orlando is toxic. It's a toxic environment. You have one quote unquote woke teammate wants to be the team leader and goes out there and poisons his other teammates with false information, and they believe it because they are ignorant themselves. It's a lot of ignorance, not just from the NBA guys, but also from the BLM so-called protesters, really rioters, Antifa, everybody. They're ignorant. They don't know what's going on. Like I was saying in the previous video, a lot of these people, the people on the ground, the foot soldiers, they don't really understand what's happening. They think they're doing something that's positive and it's grand and it's good and it's going to be for a greater purpose. That's what they believe. But the reality is much different. The reality is that they're just useful idiots. They're cannon fodder. And when it's all said and done, they'll be discarded. On to the next so-called movement. You know, when they get locked up behind this, when they get shot behind this, there won't be anybody there really to help them or to protect them. Well, I take that back. Kamala Harris might bail you out, but different story, I digress. If you lose your life behind this, who's going to be there for you and your family? It's going to be just you in the grave, nothing to show for it. That got kind of dark really quick, but my whole point is these guys are not even voting. Are you surprised, though? I'm not surprised. When you do things like support BLM, my thought is that you're ignorant and you don't know really what that is. And 80% of guys not voting, that's pretty much my confirmation right there. And out of those that do vote, I'm wondering who they're going to vote for. That's my question. Anytime I get into an online debate about BLM or Antifa or anything else, I ask the people out on debating, okay, well, who'd you vote for in 2016, 2018 midterm? Like, who are you voting for? And if they say, oh, I don't vote, I don't believe in that, then I just totally dismiss them. It's like, you're not even involved with the process. So why are you even complaining? You can't complain if you're not even trying to help. If you're not even if you know you live in an area where your vote is going to be hard to make a difference, at least participate in it. Don't just say, I don't believe in the system, I don't vote, and then complain about people voting a different way than what you would have voted. All right, you got to be involved with the process. That's just simple as that. Okay, but like I said, I'm not surprised at all. This is pretty much par for the course, 1,000%. And I can only hope that people are starting to wake up and realize what's going on here before it's too late. I saw an NHL, I think, owner, I forget what the name of the team is, but he said that he knows that BLM has cost him a lot of money because of season ticket holders, just regular people and companies that have canceled their tickets. I'm not really sure why you would have tickets right now when you can't go to the games, with a different story. He's losing money behind the whole situation. And he says he still supports the rights of the players to express their beliefs about BLM. At a certain point, you got to be able to make money. I might have an opinion about a certain thing, but I might not be able to express it at work. And that's okay. That's the right of the workplace to do that. You can express your viewpoints off the clock. But when you're here, when you're getting money with me, you got to abide by the rules. It's simple as that. So as I close, I want to say this. These NBA guys need to get educated. A lot of these guys went to school and played basketball as their major, all right? You majored in basketball science. That's what you did. And they have no other education. LeBron James, a great basketball player, but that's pretty much it. Probably one of the best, probably the best of all time, right behind Jordan, maybe. Or he's like top 5 of all time. That's no question, basketball-wise. But anything else, he's not even really there. He's not even a true leader in the NBA, let alone a true leader outside in the world. Okay, too uneducated for the outside world and too disconnected and elitist for the inside world of the NBA. That's my take on it, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that these NBA guys not voting is a clear indication that they're not educated in general, that they're ignorant in general? They just don't know what's going on, so they're supporting BLM in a blind faith type of movement. If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is it just me grasping for straws? It's not really a big deal. I have unverified sources. I'll put my source in the box below if you want to see it for yourself. But I have unverified sources. It's not really a big deal. Am I just trying to defame the NBA players as ignorant and dumb? Am I being racist? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. All I can do is just tell you what I know. And from what I know, one of the black head coaches, Doc Rivers, was livid at these guys for not voting. Only 20% of these guys being able to vote right now in the 2020 election. He was livid. He was upset. He's like, look, if you want to be out here talking about we got to have change, we demand change, you got to be able to make change yourself. You can make change yourself right now by voting. A lot of these states elections in 2016 were decided by like 4, 5, 6,000 votes. Okay. And the states elections are very important because they give you electoral votes. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but lost the electoral vote. So, you know, it's really important that we were able to come out as conservatives and vote all the time wherever we were, because a swing state will swing in a proper direction if you participate in the process. A state that should go a particular way will go that way if you go out there and participate in the process. You can't just say, oh, you know, my vote don't count. Go out there and vote all the time and vote legally, vote in person. Don't be like the NBA talking about how bad things are and complain so much and not even be able to vote when you have the ability to vote. Unlike a lot of these guys at the BLM so-called protests that can't vote because they didn't assaulted women and kids and stuff like that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace. out.